makeshift recording studio. So we are currently quarantined in our homes due to the coronavirus outbreak. This has forced me to throw together a little recording area for this video. So to get right into it, I have the Blade Prism scope from Swampfox Optics. Swampfox is a pretty young company. I believe they were established in 2018, and I've been following them for about a year now, and what I've seen I've liked a lot. My first experience with them was with their micro red dot, the Kingslayer. I didn't have it long at all. Not that I didn't want to buy it, but it went on sale for a really good deal. I couldn't pass it up. I was trying to hold out for the new model coming out, the Liberty and the Justice. So they're both updated models to the Kingslayer. And whenever I saw that the Blade was on pre-order, I decided to sell the Kingslayer and then reinvest that money into the Blade. And now I have the Blade. And hopefully next time I'll be purchasing the Liberty. But getting to this optic itself, the Blade, this is Swampfox's first offering of a Prism scope, and this is my first experience with a Prism scope. Included inside the box you have your user manual, which has a lot of knowledge in it, a lot of good information. I typically don't even read these, but since I'm new to a Prism scope, I decided to read through it and learnt a lot about it. You have your key here. These two wins are for your models like the Kingslayer that have different mounts to choose from. That's for the hardware that fastens it with. And then on your ends here, here and here, you can adjust your torques, your windage, and elevation. You have a honeycomb anti-glare device, goes on the end of your optic, and then it comes installed with your flip-up caps, and I just took those off because I won't be needing these. And of course it has a nice little decal there. So some specs on the optic, go right here. Some highlights to touch on. The glass is etched so that if you were to lose your battery power or the electronic itself failed, then you'd still have an optic that's usable. It does have auto awake, and after 225 seconds it shuts off automatically. And with that, they recommend if you were to use this optic on a weapon that, say, you keep in your trunk, and to keep it from using up all the battery life, then they recommend you manually shut it off. You just hold down the down button for 3 seconds, and that manually shuts it off. You have 10 illumination settings. Your 2 lowest settings are night vision compatible. You have half MOA clicks, steel cable torque caps, they're tethered together. Your windage and elevation is a plus 45 MOA. It uses a CR123A battery, and then depending on your settings, brightness settings that is, then they estimate up to 40,000 hours and 1 meter waterproof. So again, I want to use this on an AR pistol that I built for home defense, and what is really unique about this optic is that it has bullet compensation drops built into it. If I can use the correct software, I will overlay the yardages for the reticle, what the bullet drop yardages are, but they compensate for up to 5 yards. So instead of having to float your dot over your target, then you just put the bottom of your optic basically on your target, and you should be making hits. Now again, with that, they realize that in a high stress situation, then you probably won't be taking the time to line up exactly, but maybe it'll work out like they planned. But I'll try to show you the actual reticle, but on the box, and this is what it looks like. Again, I'll try to overlay that. No promises, because I've been having some software issues on my computer. Now the optic, as you can see, green is the illumination I chose. It is also offered in red, and the great thing about the Swampfox is their optics that they offer different colors on. There is no price difference in color. You pay one price regardless of the color illumination you choose. So this is their 1x illumination. I'm sorry, your 1x magnification. This is the only one they offer at this moment. There's supposed to be some other models coming out later in the year. The optic itself, he's a hefty guy. I believe we're in here 13.4 ounces with the battery, and so just under a pound. Whenever I test fitted it onto my pistol, you could really tell that I had added some weight to it. I'll go over my AR pistol build in another video, but will say that I went with a pencil profile barrel on that, and I'm glad I did to cut down on weight, because it doesn't take much to, 13.9 ounces with the battery. It doesn't take much to add up all that weight. So onto the optic itself. I touched on a little bit about the bullet compensation. So what they did is they took the hide over bore from an AR-15, and that's how they know at 5 yards where you should be making impact. If you look at the mount, this is all one piece, so you cannot switch to a different mount. The mount houses the battery, but they don't want you to raise or lower how the optic sits on the rifle or pistol in my case. By doing that, then their 5 yard and their 10 yard and their 15 yard bullet compensation is no longer relevant. You're changing your point of impact whenever you raise or lower your optic. And also with that, this is for the AR-15 platform, and only the AR-15 platform. It'll fit your standard 1913 Picatinny rail, but if you put it on, say, a CZ Scorpion or a SIG MPX, I don't know how close that hide over bore is to the AR-15 platform, but I'm sure they're a little bit different. So because of that, then you'll have different point of impacts at the 5 yards and so forth. So if you wanted this for one of those other platforms, then I'm sorry, but take it up with Swampfox. I'll try to give you a bird's eye view here. I currently have it powered off, but See if you can see the etched reticle kind of there. And then it's a quick press of the up button and it powers on. And again, after, like I said, after 225 seconds it will manually power off, or you just hold it down and it'll power off itself after 3 seconds. So I believe that really covers all that I can talk about just yet without any first-hand experience using it out in the field. I've had a couple people ask me on social media what I think about it, but honestly, I've used it here at the house up in this room for the video purposes, so I don't have any honest feedback on it yet. If it's something you're interested in but want to get some honest opinions on it, then hopefully I can get out to my private range and give you some field reports, some honest feedback on if it's accurate, if it will hold zero, stuff like that, reliability. So far my only complaint is how heavy it is, but it being my first experience with a Prism scope, this might be normal, so I'm not going to hold it against it because this might be the normal and that's my fault for not doing more research. But again, I appreciate you watching, and until next time, Tactical Cowboy out.